But in 2003, Barrera would unknowingly welcome a fellow legend to the grand stage. Let's be clear, Manny had everything to gain and nothing to lose. Barrera represented the absolute cream of the crop. He was on an 8-fight win streak that spanned 3 years, including victories over Prince Nassim Hamed, Eric El Terrible Morales, and Johnny Mi Vida Loca Tapia. Manny would stop Barrera in the 11th round in dramatic fashion.
Barrera's corner man is up on the apron. He's gonna step into the ring. That's a good decision. Finally, they could have done that 2 rounds ago.
This victory would also be one of many signature wins for the new superstar in the sport. But not 1 year later, Manny would be headlining another boxing classic. Juan Manuel Marquez needs no introduction due to his current relevancy. But at the time, he was far from the legendary fighter we all know today. He was in fact a plant underneath the canopy, struggling to get a ray of sunlight. Whether it was politics in boxing or just bad luck, Marquez had yet to get a signature fight or opportunity to forge his name into superstardom, like his counterparts in Mexico. Barrera and Morales were the national heroes, not Marquez. Marquez, though, was looking to capitalize on his new opportunity. On May 8th of 2004, the two met in the MGM Grand. The fight had all the drama you can ask for.
Middle by Marquez as he did on a quick left hook there. And he fires the straight left hand. And there's the punching bout. One and another.
He's hurt now. He's hurt.
Down he goes now. Pacquiao off.
But he's going straight back.
Third knockdown of the first round. Marquez has been down 3 times already.
But little did we know that it was only chapter 1 in the rivalry that would engulf the entire sport. Having fought to a draw, Manny retained his belts and his newly acquired clout. It would be important because his new challenger would require all his skills and power as much as ever. Because his next fight would be 1 calendar year later after his Marquez fight against none else than Eric El Terrible Morales.
De la zona norte, Tijuana, Mexico, the 3-time world champion, Eric El Terrible Since 1994 onwards, Morales has had a belt wrapped around his waist, only losing to Barrera twice in what would be legendary fights.
Oh, what a combination by Barrera as Morales overcommitted with the right hand. And Barrera hurt him badly to end that round.
You see, going 12 rounds with one of the best to ever lace him was an impressive feat for a man who nearly 4 years ago had just met Freddie Roach. Manny, though, would make lemons out of lemonade, if none else. Because in the same year, he would turn around to defeat Hector Velasquez for the WBC Super Featherweight title. On January 21st of 2006, Manny would again face Morales in what would be chapter 2 in their rivalry. But this time, Manny meant business.
And there he goes. Good call, Manny. That's the first real knockdown of Eric Morales' career.
Things would be far from the first fight. Manny would hurt Morales in the second round twice.
Yeah, he says he's got the puncher's gloves.
Manny, the crowd chants. And he almost knocks Morales down with the left.
Yeah, the straight left.
Momentarily stuns there. But Morales always fights back when he's stunned.
And again in the 6th, where the ref had to save Morales from falling. By the 10th round, though, his corner had seen enough.
But it's almost impossible to imagine it now.
It's over.
There's the second knockdown and the stoppage. Manny Pacquiao has knocked out the great Eric Morales.
A great victory for Pacquiao.
It would be 10 months and Manny was facing Morales again. In under 3 years, Manny had fought an all-time great 3 times, winning 2 of the 3. It would be also the 3rd fight that left it clear to the boxing world Manny was a true force of nature. What we did not know was that the first Morales fight was to kick off a 10-year run that would make him the superstar we know today. Manny could have retired the only man to stop Morales twice up to date. 3-time world champion and the first Filipino 3-time world champion, a national icon and boxing sensation. I mean, each fight in the next 10-year stretch can be a video of its own. They were all signature wins over legitimate, dangerous opponents, facing 9 future Hall of Famers along the way. A 10-year stretch that would see Manny go from boxing superstar to boxing lore. It would allow Pacquiao's name to enter the conversation of all-time great.
Who would you like to see Manny face next if given the opportunity? Well, yeah, everyone wants to see Barrera, of course, because, you know, we beat Barrera. He has all the belts right now, and we want the belts.
Nearly a year after defeating Morales in the third fight, Manny would face Barrera again. Both fighters were in different stages of their career. Manny was at the start of his legendary run through the sport, and Barrera was already showing signs of aging. So their second fight was 4 years later after their first, and Barrera would also fall short of avenging his loss. A year after fighting Barrera, Manny would fight Marquez for a second time, and it would be an absolute classic of a fight that again would split the sport.
More effective in this exchange.
Uppercut by Marquez. Huge left hook. Buckle Pacquiao.
Off from this right here.
Down goes Marquez on a straight left-hand shot. An amazingly even fight, and the straight right hand by Marquez.
The two would fight for 12 rounds and end up going to the cards.
Manny Pacquiao.
Marquez, unhappy with the decision, yelled it was a robbery.
No se me ha ido nada. Yo hice un gran trabajo, la gente es el mejor juez. La gente nos vio ganar y bueno, ¿qué puede hacer uno a esto? Estas decisiones hacen que un peleador se desanime o se haga más fuerte.
I haven't lost anything. I haven't lost anything at all. And the people will see, and the people know who really won the fights. And we will see, and decisions like this one obviously is discouraged, but we believe we won.
But honestly, it could have gone either way. The rounds were razor thin. What we can extrapolate from the fight was that Marquez was indeed a late bloomer, and Manny, well, he was just getting started. He would move up in weight to challenge David Diaz, the lightweight champion, for his belt. Diaz was no pushover either. He was a 3-time National Golden Glove winner, a member of the 1996 Olympic team. But he would be no match for the surging, in his prime, Manny Pacquiao.
Just will not quit. It's the guy who wins. Oh, he just caught a right. Softened up, but he's certainly mushy.
On June 28th of 2008, Manny delivered one of the most electrifying knockouts in the history of boxing.
Be able to rise to the level, but he seems to be one
There,
of those.
down it goes with the left hand. Fight is over.
Fight's over. Thank you.
Big left hand. It came from not too far away.
About 6 inches.
With the knockout of Diaz, Manny had become the first Filipino fighter ever to win a lightweight title.
It was too fast. Falcon was too fast.
Did you have any idea coming in that he could be that way?
I thought Freddie was in there hitting me too. So
the fighting pride of the Philippines, now a 4-time world champion and new WBC lightweight champion of the world.
Are you now the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
Now, by all means, Pacquiao was already a giant superstar in and outside of the sport. The wins over Barrera and Morales were instant classics against legends. And his rivalry with Marquez was unfolding to be one for ages. It would be Larry Merchant who would be credited with coming up with the idea. He would pitch this idea to Golden Boy and Bob Arum. Manny, the pound-for-pound champ, against the Golden Boy in his last fight.
Is regarded as #1 pound for pound, but he's a much smaller man. What went into your decision-making process? Because, Oscar, you can fight anybody for big money. Why go against this guy? Look, he's a much smaller man, and isn't there more to lose against a much smaller man?
Well, the fact that they challenged me.
Everybody challenges